You sit down to finally focus. Laptop open, coffee made, good intentions fully loaded. 4 minutes later, you're reading about something that has nothing to do with anything, and you genuinely don't remember deciding to open that tab. Here's a number that should bother you more than it does. Researchers at UC Irvine tracked how long it takes people to fully return to a task after a single interruption. Not glance back at it, fully back. The average was 23 minutes. One notification, nearly half an hour gone. The trap. The idea that focus is a personality trait. That some people are just disciplined and some people are just scattered, like it's assigned at birth. It isn't. Attention isn't a trait you either have or don't. It's a resource you either structure around or bleed out through 100 tiny leaks a day. The people who seem laser-focused aren't running on more willpower. They're running on better setup. Here are 5 specific things that setup actually looks like. Technique 1. Finish before you switch. A researcher named Sophie Leroy ran a series of studies in 2009 on something she called attention residue. When you switch away from a task before finishing it, part of your attention stays stuck on the unfinished thing, and it measurably drags down your performance on whatever you switch to next. This is the actual cost of, I'll just quickly check this. It's not the 30 seconds you think it is. Technique 2. Make distraction cost you a few seconds. Behavioral research on habit formation keeps landing on the same finding. Small amounts of friction change behavior disproportionately. In one well-known study, people who moved their TV remote just a few feet away watched noticeably less television, not because they decided to, but because the extra effort quietly did the deciding for them. Put your phone in another room, log out of the tab. You're not relying on willpower to resist it, you're making it annoying enough that you don't have to. Technique 3. Lower the bar to start. In 1927, psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik noticed that waiters could perfectly recall complex unpaid orders, but forgot them the moment the bill was settled. Unfinished tasks occupy your mind. Finished ones let go. The fix isn't want to start more. It's making starting embarrassingly small. Open the document, write 1 sentence, set a 5-minute timer. Once a task is open instead of unfinished and avoided, your own brain starts pulling you back toward closing it. Technique 4. Protect your actual peak, not just any time slot. Chronotype research is consistent on this. People have a personal window, usually a few hours long, where cognitive performance measurably peaks, and it's not the same window for everyone. Scheduling your hardest thinking for your lowest alertness hour and hoping willpower closes the gap is working against your own biology. Find your window. Guard it like a meeting you can't reschedule. Technique 5. Take the break on purpose. A 2011 study by Ariga and Lleras found that inserting brief, deliberate breaks during a long, effortful task prevented the steady decline in attention that normally happens the longer you push through. Continuous, uninterrupted focus doesn't hold. It decays. A short, intentional break isn't losing momentum. It's the thing that lets momentum keep existing. Now, here's a myth hiding inside good advice. That you do your best work under pressure, right before the deadline. Here's the problem. The Yerkes-Dodson Law, over 100 years old at this point, describes performance as an upside-down U against pressure. Some pressure helps. Too much pressure, the last-minute adrenaline-soaked kind, actively hurts performance on anything complex, even while it feels productive. That feeling isn't focus, it's your body confusing urgency with clarity. The work you did in a panic wasn't your best work. It was just the only work you had time left to do. So here's what actually holds up. Finishing before you switch protects the attention you already have. A few seconds of friction does more than a mountain of willpower. Starting small gets you past the hardest part, which is starting at all. Matching hard work to your real peak hours beats fighting your own biology. And a deliberate break isn't the enemy of focus, it's what keeps focus available at all. None of this makes distraction disappear completely. The people who seem unshakable still get pulled at by the same notifications you do. They just built a setup where getting pulled back costs them less. Of everything we covered, switching before finishing, zero friction on distraction, never starting small, ignoring your own peak hours, or grinding without a real break? Which one's actually costing you the most? Tell me in the comments. If this helped, follow Own the Room for more of this.